Hello there.
Hey, Judy.
How are you?
So well.
Good.
So well. How are you?
Great, we well. I am well and so happy to be here with you guys. I have been missing
Hey,
you. Hey,
you
Tish.
miss me too.
Yeah,
I've
big
been
time.
missing you. Yes. It's been a whirlwind, but it's been great. I'm great. Everyone is great.
Wonderful.
Yes, that's what I like to hear.
Yep.
And other things are also welcome.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Have a change of room here, but it's okay. I'll be here for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get comfortable.
Yes. Yes, I am. I have the day off today. My son-in-law is home,
All
so
right.
he's doing the stuff.
Say
Hey,
good morning,
Hey,
Brittany.
cool.
Queenie.
Good morning.
Good
Hey, cool.
morning.
Hey.
Is your mom still traveling, or is she home?
She's home.
Oh, she's home. Okay.
Yeah, she's home. She might not be coming this morning because
Okay.
I think she registered, so she might be. But I know she is resting a little bit. She had a trip to the doctors recently, so she's like resting the rest
Yeah.
of the days.
Okay.
Hi.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Ohio.
Hey, Judy.
Yeah,
Hey,
buddy's
Queenie.
here.
Good morning.
Hey, sweetie.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Got my water, got my tea.
Good morning.
Hey,
How are
Judy.
you?
Hey.
How you feeling?
Good, good. I
Good,
love that
good. I sent
chair.
you out there. Oh, thank you. This is my mother's chair. Can you
Oh,
imagine?
oh,
This is her old
nice.
rocking chair.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
It has moved with me twice.
Mm-hmm.
And I just keep it. I keep it in a nice little sacred space because I don't want everybody jumping
Right, that's right. Yeah,
in. Good to see you.
thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Good
No,
to hear you, Queenie.
yeah, for
I
sure.
know.
Oh, thank you. Same to you. I might distract you too much with my background. It's a lot. A lot.
Oh,
Well, that's New Listen, I miss it sometimes. I say I want to just go into the city just to stand there for a minute and just feel the vibrations again. But then I'm like, you know what? That might be a lot.
Yeah, you just
You
missed this
know?
big horn blow. Just big horn just blew. I said, I wish I had it on so you can hear it.
I always tell people because
like
when I
AMSR,
worked
but
for
New York.
Verizon, we
Uh-huh.
we had a lot of meetings in New York, and I said that's where I learned how to be an aggressive walker. Because if
Oh
you
yeah.
don't walk aggressively, you get knocked down.
You will
You're
be knocked
right.
down. That's right. Especially this time of the morning. You better be on your best super walk, speed
You
That's
walk.
are
right.
so right.
Please.
I'm
That's
walking
right.
so fast right now.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
But
Yep.
now I'm going to
Yeah.
slow down on purpose.
Deconstruct the magic trick, Queenie. Deconstruct the magic trick. All right, good. And hey, Lisa. Hey.
Good morning.
We
Good
saw you.
morning, Lisa.
Good
You
morning.
registered.
Baby.
Well,
Hey,
How
Lisa.
are you?
We saw you registered to come at like 1 in the morning. So he was like, "Well, it looked like she wanted to be here. So let's."
I did, and I didn't go to sleep till after 2, and I don't know why the alarms still didn't. Anyway, I'm here. I'm glad to be here.
You're here. Yep. Hell, the gang's all here. What the heck do
Yes.
we care? What the heck do we care? That's an old cheer. Hey, Tensie.
Yeah.
Hey, Mama.
Mm.
Yes.
You know what? I think this morning I'm going to talk a little about love because that's what's in the space right now. That's what's moving through my body right now. And that's what it feels like is moving through all of you right now. So we're going to talk just briefly about love and then we'll get started. And of course, I say just briefly because love doesn't really have too much to say except for stuff like thank you and um, and wow. Love doesn't have too much to say. It's just a growing silent appreciation in the moment. And sometimes it's not even very specific, is it? It's just appreciation and growing. A growing appreciation. A unconditional bliss mixed in with a little understanding and a little embracing. Love allows where other things ask for. Love is foundational where other things may be secondary. And love can mature even though it's fine no matter what form it takes. It can mature. It has a special way of shaping or reshaping at least connections. It never runs out. Like energy will run out of, but love not so much. It's not needy. When affection is born of love instead of lust, it needs absolutely nothing. It's just affection. It's just appreciation. It's not needy. And I think it's important to know that, well, for not that we all don't know this, but for everybody to know that love isn't needy, because sometimes with the ones that we love, we become a little needy. But the love isn't what's needy. The love isn't making us needy. That's just us. There are various forms that it can take, yet it's the same at its core for all those different forms. It may take the form in appreciation of beauty. It may take the form in appreciation of one's whole being. It may take the form of a relationship like mom to child or grandparent, child, grandparent, something different, brother, sister, different relationships. And it also may take the form of love for existence, or love for self, capital S. Me and Tensi recently watched an old movie, Nicolas Cage movie, called City of Angels. I forget the woman's name, but they co-star in this movie where Nicolas Cage starts out as an angel that falls in love with this lady, this doctor lady, and he chooses to fall from grace for her for no other reason than he fell in love as an angel. Well, also to experience what it's like being human. But with that wasn't enough. He fell in love, and that's what made him fall. But that's what made him choose to fall from grace, meaning become human. And the symbolism in the movie was he actually, in his angel form, fell from a tall building, and when he woke up the next day, he was human. So fall from grace. But in this, he woke up, his body was in pain because he now had a human body that just fell from whatever height. And so his body was in pain, his hand was bleeding. He was being shouted at by people that were around him when he woke up. And he was in awe and in love with absolutely everything he felt, because he had never felt these things before. This this awakening as a human gave a new experience of existence itself. He had known beauty all his life, but he didn't know feeling, didn't know touch, he didn't know emotion, he didn't know, right? All of these things. He woke up human and he felt pain for the first time, what we would call pain. He didn't call it pain. He just had all this feeling. And so he got up, and he started laughing. And it was like, what is this? This is amazing. He got he got mugged. They beat him up for his shoes. And he was like, okay, what was that? And all of these different experiences were all met with and in love with existence. It's amazing to sort of watch. And obviously, of course, eventually, as a human, he made it over to Maggie's place, and then the rest of the movie is Hollywood. But so interesting. And of course, also in love for existence, you get to let go of labels like pain, pleasure, good, bad, right, wrong, useful and not useful. And things just are what they are. And the time just is now. This comes with a mature love for existence, or for self with a capital S. And so my question this morning is who do you love? No, it's uh even if just for today. What do you let me see. Even if just for today. How will you express love? There we go. Very simple. Very open. Even if just for today, how will you express love? Not your love or some sort of specific type of, just how will you express love today?
So for me, and it's already begun because it just is, just like you said, the love that you feel when we're all together. It's joyful, and so I'll just try to maintain that spirit, that happiness, that kindness, that wanting to hugness for today, as I move through my day. Brown Lisa is here visiting with us until the 22nd, and
Is she
she's my.
Is she up? Is she up?
She's asleep. She worked last night, but she's going to be here until the 22nd.
Okay.
But so
I
this
want
is.
a video call. I want to video call you guys.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah.
That'll be great. So she's my daughter's, one of my daughter's best friends. There are like three of them, and they're like since college. And she recently, her mother recently transitioned. So that's one of the joys of having her here. So we can just love on her. Yeah. So that's what I'll do. And by the way, and today I'm going to try and do it again. Day before yesterday, I walked 10,595 steps.
10,000.
Woo-hoo!
Queenie, you probably do that every day.
Yes.
About 8,000.
Okay.
They're just going to and from work, like
Exactly.
just for, yeah.
Yeah. So I was real happy about that. Yeah. But yes, that is how I will express love.
Wonderful.
That's beautiful. She's lucky to have you and your daughter.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hello. Oh, good. I was unmuted. I was trying to find the screen to unmute myself so I could celebrate you, Jackie. And then I finally got here and I was unmuted. So congratulations. And yeah, all of that. And I'm also glad for your daughter's friend.
For me, this question is great, but it's a little tiny bit challenging because I'm in my feelings a little bit. And I did the who am I and where am I seeing this from? So just there's something happening that I think is happening that makes me feel disconnected from somebody who I really care about. And I don't know really how to approach the situation. So when you're saying with love, my mind is saying, well, how can, how? I'm still in the how. So
Wonderful. Okay.
letting it sit. I'm sitting with it.
Yeah. Yep. Sit with it and love them anyway. Right? Love them before the conclusion or the result of whatever may really be happening and whatever you think may be happening, whatever they think may be happening. Love them anyway. And then the how is taken care of. Because again, love doesn't have much to say. So you love them anyway, and you no longer have to figure out what to say, what to do, who to be. It just is what it is.
Even if you heard the person said some nice things about a few people, still love them anyway. I'm working on it.
Of course. But I have love for certain people that were are, I don't know if it's still going on, very expressive Trump supporters. The people of color, one of them. But this disagreement and the space that it created didn't create a lack of love, or I just I suddenly knew something new about them, and it was fine. And we don't speak on a regular basis anymore, but it didn't. If I were to speak to them, the first thing that came out of my mouth won't be, "Why do you such and such?" It would be, "Hey, how you doing? I miss you, long time." You know, you want to hear some of my new raps? Because we used to rap together.
That's a little hard for me. I feel like I heard somebody was talking about a couple of people, including myself. It's like to be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Because then I feel like it might be in phony, but then it's like, I don't know. It's yeah. I know I'll get there, but it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
Keep going to my picture, trying to unmute myself instead of at the bottom of the laptop. So Queenie, the way you can love people like that is pray for them. Pray for them and keep being who you are, because you are love. But just pray for them.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Yes.
Yes. I was going to say that too, Queenie. You got to just open your heart to pray for them. When you pray for them, you're praying for you as well. We're praying for your strength to love everyone. And Jackie, you just said it all. Like, you just painted the whole picture of love, because I came into this space this morning and I just felt so much love, filled with love. It was like just coming out from all over. And then when you came, I wasn't sure if you were coming. And then when you came, my heart really just melted. Just the space. I mean, love is so many things. You can love things, you can love people, you can love spaces, but when you feel love, you know that feeling, and it just makes you feel like a warm, cozy blanket. And just for today, I want to extend that love out wherever I go. That's been a big practice for me over the last few years, to take, good feelings and spread it around, because if I don't project good feelings, then I'm not going to get good feelings. And, my situation has changed over the last few months. And a couple of times I was like, getting down and kicking, myself around about it. And then I woke up one morning and I was like, why? You woke up. You're still here. All you have to do is bring, these different feelings, bring love to this situation, and just forget about it. It's going to be what it's going to be, and as long as it's not harmful to you, then you just roll with it. And that has taken me so far. I am in such a better space now because of that. And I'm going to continue to, not just for today, but for every day, to bring in every single situation like that. Every situation. And Queenie, it's hard. It's hard to say, I still love you, even though someone puts you in a space other than that you don't want to be in. It's hard. But prayer, just look at them and say, I love you just because God loves me, and I'm praying for you. And just for as a side note, I had a supervisor that despised me when I was working years and years ago. I don't know why. I don't know whether it was, I don't know what it was. And every morning I would come in and she would look at the clock and she would do all of these little things. And so I got to the point where every day I would come in and I would say, good morning. Are you having a beautiful day today? And she would look at me. She'd be so, I said, well, I am. And I hope that the rest of your day goes well. I did that every day until she finally retired. She couldn't take it. Like all of that, juicy niceness. And I know she wasn't ready to retire when she left. Good for you, sister, because, I was not going to let her bring me down another day.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Kill them with kindness. Yes.
Well, that is so timely for me because I'm trying to think about. I have a very rough situation at work. It is just horrible to the point where even when I'm not at work, I'm just physically anxious. And so I keep thinking, Lisa, how are you contributing to this? So when I think about the idea of love just being so, allowing me to be free of those feelings, like when I think about love and I process love, I don't feel any of that. But it's like the minute it doesn't sustain, it's like I can't sustain it. Because even when I go in with a certain particular mindset, I love the work that I do. I love my staff. Oh my gosh. But the two levels just above me, oh God, it's awful. So it's like I can't sustain it. Even when I go in, I'm rockable. I'll think I'm not. But they're so determined. They're resentful. They literally say my team is too happy. They act like we don't work. We are an amazing team. We are probably the most productive team there. Not to brag, it's just we're solid. We are just an amazing team. And I've just never seen anyone be so resentful of something that really helps them do good. But anyway, I'm trying to just embody the feeling, allow myself the luxury of not worrying about it. But what I get scared because I know something's gonna come. Like they literally are actively now. I don't know if they're trying to make me leave. It's time for me to leave. I'm hoping the opportunity's coming for me to leave. But I just can't seem to stay. I can't seem to stay there. I'll say, Lisa, you know what, just relax. Or I'll try to send the good vibes or I'll this or that. But baby, they just, anyway. So when I think about what you said about love and I embody it, it feels so free of that anxiety. And I love that idea. I know love and fear are not supposed to coexist, but they certainly seem to.
I don't subscribe to that. They definitely coexist. And in fact, fear sometimes comes from an immature form that love can take.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you protect what you love. And sometimes that protection can turn into, paranoia or fear of some kind. And if you're protecting your identity as a good worker, as a good team leader, as a good this and that, good employee, then you're going to protect that with some elbow grease. You're going to protect it with all your might, and that turns into what's happening now. But I think I want to let Tensi, since the time is moving.
Yeah.
And everybody except for Judy, I think, came in.
Pretty sure. So, like, how to express love? How will I express love, even if just the first thing that came when I read the question was, oh, well, what is love? Well, what is love? And during the course of the conversation, it went many different ways, many different directions of what love is and how to express it. Prayer, breathing, listening. And some things that came up for me, like how I express it today, is loving, trusting in life to love me back, trusting in life to love me back, loving myself, lowercase s, personal I, and capital S, the divine me. And knowing that it really ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Period. If I'ma love me, at times it may be hard to see that there's an opening to love myself. But at the end of the day, if I'm in my joy, if I'm well, even if I'm not, like, it really doesn't matter. It's the stories that we tell about. So whether we're feeling upset or a little frightened, a little anxious, a little disconnected in whatever way or the third, today, the remembrance of no matter what question is popping in your head, how, why, when, where, just the remembrance that I'm enough right now. Love is unconditional. It need not be earned. It is not contingent on clear mind. It's not contingent on like just peaceful emotions, and just knowing that I'm enough. That part, I'm enough right now.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. My answer to the question that also is my response to Queenie and Lisa in this moment is I will be conscious enough, or I will remain conscious enough to not live in the past and not predict the future. And when the mind lives in the past and predicts the future against my will, I will love that aspect of myself and know that it's seeking attention because of how much love that I have. It's an aspect of myself seeking attention from another aspect of myself because it feels and knows that there's love there. And so that's why it's needy, pulling on my shirt. I need love. Need love. The aspect of myself that lives in the past and predicts the future. Hey, me. So I will love that aspect of myself, but I will not participate in predicting the future or living in the past. Memory is useful for when it's useful, and then you put it down. Scanning for danger is useful when it's useful, then you put it down. And also, to my mom's point, I'll just love y'all all day. Just love and hug on y'all from here, from our place, all day long. Okay, so make sure you're comfortable. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Speedy Gonzalez, because it's 7:13. I want Queenie to at least hear some of the meditation before she has to go, and Lisa usually has to go as well. begin, as we always do, with a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth together on the count of 3. Breathing in peace, breathing out the mind. 1, 2, 3. In with peace. And out. Welcome to this moment, everyone. Don't try to relax in this moment. Simply relax. There's a difference. Witness the sensation of relaxation as it moves through various parts of your body. Sometimes the dark that you see with your eyes closed gets darker when you relax. Sometimes you feel the tension in the shoulders dissipate and disappear. Sometimes your breathing changes. The invitation is just to witness. Just witness. And in witnessing, which is already choicelessly happening, you don't have to try. In witnessing, you don't have to identify. There's a purity, a shapelessness, in your ability to just be here. Not as a witness, but as witnessing itself, awareness itself. What is next for you, or past? As awareness. As awareness, there is also nothing to let go of, for there's nothing to hold on to. Simply here. Observing, but not thinking about. Existence as it is. Happy, peaceful. With nothing to do, no one to become. In this existence, we play as various characters. And we are aware of what that is like. But that is not what we are. As what am I aware of my characters? From the state of deep sleep to the dream state, awareness remains. It is only that something appears on the screen. From the state of deep sleep into the waking state, you are suddenly made aware of all of this memory, all of these sensations, and then again, they disappear. All of the characters, all of the thoughts, all of the patterns, here one moment, gone the next. What remains? Who bears witness to the space between thoughts? Every aspect of yourself that appears also disappears and cannot define you. Yet you as you are did not appear, and therefore will not disappear. Be aware of this. No thoughts can teach you who you are. for you are, prior to even the first thought. Tap in. Notice that it is the mind itself giving names to various feelings, sensations. It is the mind itself giving meaning to thoughts. It is mind giving importance to expectation. Not you. From where do I witness mind? To go beyond the mind is not to go into a trance. It is to simply release your identity from the mind itself. You are aware of mind. That is what's true. You are aware of memory. You are aware of self-image, even. But none of these things are aware of you. Who are you? It is now time. We're going to take our Final deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth together on the count of 3. And then if you have a moment, we'll talk about how this session was for you. 1, 2, 3. In with peace. And out. Welcome to this moment, everyone. Since you're still here, Lisa or Queenie, did you want to maybe say something first? Because I know you have limited time, most of the time.
We could go because I'm off today, so I'm not rushing. You
No,
there?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm like where I am, so I have time. I don't have to rush now because I made it through the hardest part of the train, so I'm almost there. I'm good for a few minutes,
Okay.
but I'm still thinking. So, and I went in and out a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. That's
Well, I'm just feeling
Mm-hmm.
I
a little
just,
discomfort though.
I think for me, I just kept inviting myself back to the feeling, the idea of loving. And it's such a beautiful place. I mean, it's like in an instant, my concerns vanish in an instant. But the practice is continuing to invite myself back to that place. I'm not worried about what to say. I'm just going to love. I'm not worried about what somebody's going to do. I'm just feeling love. It's a beautiful state to be in. It's just my challenge is sustaining it. And so I just gently kept inviting myself back. Okay, I see you're thinking thoughts again,
Right.
Just invite yourself back. So it was just a constant just inviting myself back. I don't know how I kept slipping into thought, but I just invite myself back to that place. My whole body needs that to be there, and just trust that it's there. Whenever you need it, it's there. Just come back to that spot. And so that's kind of what the whole practice was for me, was just inviting myself back. Just stop with the thoughts already. Not stop with them, but just inviting myself back to that place.
Wonderful.
And just, appreciating that feeling.
Good enough. Good enough, Lisa. That's great. That's great. Of course, there's a billion ways to say, you did fine. You never went into thought. It's just that the thought also happened to appear with a sort of magnetic feeling. And so something is convinced that I was in thought. And I also heard a voice in my head that said, you're back in thought. Go back to love. Gently come back. But you are always love. As yourself. And it's okay. We don't have to rush to be perfectly detached from mind. But whatever your experience, especially if the intention is love, is good enough.
So for me, I just kept thinking about your face.
Who's
You. And just how much I love you, and just so proud of you. And I thought about so Lisa, my daughter's best friend's name is Lisa also. So when Mingo was 3,
Oh,
differentiate between my daughter Lisa, and and her best friend Lisa, he named her. So this is 27 years ago. He named her Brown Lisa, and it has stuck. So she is our Brown Lisa.
I was wondering what that was about. That's so sweet.
Yeah, she's our Brown Lisa.
Because my mom, she's yellow like me. So Mona Lisa's brown. brown.
Yeah, I figured that, especially from the eyes of a child. That was a cute distinction.
Yeah, but he was just so I kind of went back to when he was that little boy, that 3-year-old who would often say that it was tough being a 3-year-old. You know, it was tough being a 3-year-old. But that feeling of joy, it's just like down in my heart, you know, just so that's just where I stayed. It made me smile. It makes you smile when you think about people that you love, that you care about, you know, that you're so blessed to have them as part of your life. So I just have this sense of gratitude and just joy. Like Granny used to say on the Clampets, the Beverly Hillbillies, I have a joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. So it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
That's great. Shout out to younger me. It was hard being a 3-year-old. God, you staring at all this life to come. It's hard. It's hard out there. No, I'm kidding.
3 years old contemplating life.
Yeah.
Well, I have a 3-year-old around me now who's running the world here. So I don't think he's contemplating anything. He's just running things. That's it. He runs it all, and his name is Messiah. So I think that might have a lot to do with it. But he runs everything. He popped in here just a few moments while we were in meditation, and he says, "How long are you going to be in there?" Why? So I went off camera for a minute, like, why? And he says, well, why are you even in there? Like, these are the things from this 3-year-old that I just love. I just have to love, you know. But when we started, before I closed my eyes, I was reading the words over your head. So it's feel, don't think. And I kind of turned it around and I says, love, don't think. So that's what I went into it with, just this feeling of love, not thinking about it, just feeling it. And so I spent all of that time. So when Messiah popped in here, I didn't even think. I just felt love. I was like, look, there you go. So yes, just that feeling. And that's such a joy to be able to just feel. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to try to do it. You just do it. It just is. It's a feeling, and you can do it without thinking. Yeah. But on that note, I also have another Black Furry one. I'm waiting patiently for some love, food, and walk. So I'm going to leave out now. And I thank you guys, so much. And I will see you next Friday. Okay?
Have a beautiful weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Yes.
All right.
All right, y'all. So for me, I'm still sitting with it. I because I find I'm like wanting to predict the future and just all these outcomes. So I'm still sitting with it. And I went in and out, invited myself back to love and presence. So, it's just one of those things right now that I'm just going to sit with and see what comes up. I know what's on the other side of this, but I have to truly embody it. So it'll be what it is until it is what it'll be.
As you wish. And that's also good enough.
Exactly.
You just exude love. I don't think
Really
you
do.
know how much.
You really, really do.
It just comes out in your voice and your laughter. It's just there. It just is.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel like that too. It's true. There's so much love. So much love. But, I just have to, woosah. Woosah. This is my woosah right now.
You got this. You got this. Sometimes I tell myself it's an issue if I let it be. I could just choose to just not let it be. And in that moment, it kind of works. But it's just such a practice, though.
Yeah. And it's amazing how certain things can get you in that space and other things just doesn't. So it's like, it's a choice.
It's the getting snatched out of that space. That's the
yes.
thing.
And it's like, I think I get too excited about getting to the other side. So I need to just relax.
Yeah. Allow. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you have plenty of examples of things that you thought were going to impact you so horribly. And you thought them and you yelled about them and you turned out to be bigger than the misery. You turned out to be all right. And this will be no different, especially you're not even talking about something you're talking about somebody else. You're going to be great. They're going to be fine. And
yeah.
That's the truth.
Also, yeah, but also your experience, it's good enough as is as well. It's as I say, when things happen between like friends and like betrayal or something happens, yes, forgiveness is the answer, but you don't have to rush to forgiveness. And so here, yes, higher truth and not being so attached to the what was said and what it means for the future and what's past and stuff is the answer, but you don't have to rush to certain states of mind. It just it's good enough. Your human experience is beautiful and it's great, and you're an inspiration and all of the things that Mom said, all gravy. So give yourself some time to get to, forgiveness or whatever's needed as well. Give yourself some space and time.
Well, it's so funny. The bus driver across the street just was very nice to me and just like bowed his head and smiled and waved. It's just amazing, It's just, it's beautiful. You're right. And that was part of with this week too. That was part of with this week, right? It's like, you get to choose how you see the world. And I feel like this week too, with Empower Hour and just some of the messages were like, however you show up is fine. Prescription or set on how you be. Just know the truth of who you are. Love prevails, and then it just, everything just works out.
Yes. I need that word. Yes.
Drop the mic.
So stop clinging on to all type of stuff and expectations.
Yes.
Well, the thought that, I'm clinging, oh man, I did it again. That's part of the story, and it's okay. But just seeing it in the story is like the biggest part, and it's literally enough. Like we say, your awareness is enough, and then from there, it'll just soften on its own. You ain't got to do nothing, honestly.
Trusting.
That's what I'm talking about. Morning.
That's
And
what
I enjoyed
I'm
meditation.
talking about.
Meditation was like, it's early, so my body, whenever we start, it's like sometimes when I know I didn't get the 8 hours of sleep, it's like, oh, am I gonna go back to sleep already in the future, after? And this is just so enlivening. We had the 528 hertz playing, the love frequency playing, like we just tuned the radio dial. So I have full faith that this day will just come on up and hug you in the best way that's needed in the moments in which it's most needed, and we have together as a tribe been able to donate 1,162 plus plant-based meals to the kiddos.
Yes.
So very blessed, very grateful. So
Yes.
much love. So enjoy your day, enjoy your Friday as best you can. Play, have silly moments with yourself if you can bear it. Do it. And know that it's all good.